Conspiracy theories, eh? Wait till you get a load of this. Hello, and welcome to Crack Sisters Conspiracies. We're a podcast that covers conspiracy theories, mysteries, and all over spooky shit. My name is Cassandra.
And I'm Jackie.
And there are floating eggplants.
I love it.
And we are said sisters. Hello, how's it going?
It's going. How are
Yeah.
you?
You know, I have nothing to complain about. So.
Do you want to hear about one or two? Because two things tried to kill me today. So,
Oh, okay. This is
which do you
just
want to start with?
today.
Yeah, just
So,
today.
you know what? Let's do two.
Okay, two was I was sitting in my office. Thankfully, Alex was already home. I'm trying to finish this email, and you know, like when a big fly flies by and you like hear it's buzzing. I'm like, God,
Yeah.
it's annoying. And then I keep hearing, I'm like, this must be a massive fucking fly based on the size of it. I look over, I'm like, that's a fucking wasp. Alex, there's a wasp in here. So I like get the dogs out and I close the door. And he's like, why are you locking me in the room? I'm like, man, the three of us or four of us gotta live. You can be sacrificed. Okay.
Oh my.
So he had to get the home defense. It has like a fucking extended spray. So he had to spray it for like 2 minutes and then it finally died. And then we found out there's a hole in our house because I just ripped up the rest of my carpet and the baseboards because I'm finishing out installing LVP. And when you walk down the stairs and you look, you're like at eye level with where the baseboards are if you like look directly across my loft.
Okay.
And he's like, do you see that giant hole of sunshine? And I'm like, oh, cool. So our builders just left a hole in our house and like covered it with the baseboard. So he's like, I think that's how the wasp got in.
Oh my God.
So I had to cover it with duct tape.
Duct tape solves all of your problems, at least.
Mhm.
So there's that.
It does. So that's the way number one that I almost died today.
So what was the other way you almost died today?
I had a body part surgically removed.
You did, yes.
No, so I had a concerning lesion, I think. I was trying to think of the best term. I think lesion, because mass isn't right, on my shoulder. And I went to my doctor and I like took progression pictures of it. And she's like, I don't like the look of those edges. You got to go to dermatology.
Right.
So I go there today and she's like, all right, let me see. So I show her my shoulder and after 1 second, she's like, that's coming out. I don't like that. I'm like, awesome. So she's like, are you a fainter? I'm like, I don't know. Why? She's like, well, I'm about to stab you and then I'm going to cut off your skin and then I'm going to cauterize you. I'm like, now I feel like I'm going to faint. And so she ended up, it was like just a really simple procedure that she shaved off the top layer or a couple layers of my skin. And I won't know for 1 to 2 weeks if I'm dying or not. She thinks
You're getting
it's
a
basal cell.
biopsy?
Yeah, it's a biopsy. She thinks it's a basal cell, which is not melanoma. It just happens. She said, if it is, I have to get it surgically removed in order to like stop it. They have to like core it out basically.
Yes.
And then she said I'm like 30% more likely to have additional ones throughout my life.
Oh, I blame Dad.
Right, that's what I said. Because she's like, oh, any family history? I'm like, yep, my father.
A walking billboard for it.
And she was like going through my chart. By the way, I was the youngest person there by so many decades. Every single person that came in and out of the doors before me was knocking on death's door. They were very old. And then she like looks at my chart. She goes, oh, you're so young. How old are you? I'm like, I don't remember. I'm like, I'm 31. And she's like, oh. I'm like, can we keep it that way? Can I see 32?
Oh my gosh.
She was very nice.
Yeah. Generally, the generations before us did not like wear sunscreen. And so they're paying for it now. And
True.
That's why it is.
I live in sunscreen, which makes me upset. But this is your PSA. If you notice something unusual on your body, go get it checked out.
And check in places that you wouldn't think to check, like in between your toes. I kid you not.
Butt cheeks.
Oh, I mean, that too, if there's any exposure to sunlight. But check between your toes and shit. It can develop everywhere.
How wide are your toes?
Not my toes.
To the sun.
I am relaying something that I learned from someone else's experience.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, mine's on my shoulder. It's pretty exposed, so that's normal. But toes
That
is
is
an
normal.
interesting location.
But yes,
yeah, so I'm
wear
just
sunscreen.
riddled with cancer, and I'm on my last breath.
Nice. Did you quit your job today too? Really
No.
tie it out?
I should have, but no.
Sounds like you have had a stressful week and it's only Wednesday.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, so you've had a lot going on, me not so much, which is great.
That's good.
Yeah, so we've just had birthdays for
Mhm.
the Leo and the Virgo in my life, and
Oh, tell
then
me about their presents that they got.
oh, yes. So my daughter asked her grandmother for an electric guitar, and in true grandma fashion, she delivered and got her
She hates
exactly
you.
got her exactly what she wanted, amp and all.
Ooh.
And then throughout the course of the day, my husband
Mhm.
apparently revealed that he's had this like lifelong dream of learning how to play guitar, which I've never known about. I've known
Yeah.
this man for almost 20 years. Not once has there ever been an inclination that he is musically inclined. But again, so jealous that he decided to take his birthday money like a little kid and went and bought himself an acoustic guitar.
That's adorable.
So there's just noise all the time.
That's lovely. So do either one of them have the musical gene that you can tell?
I mean, Evan has been practicing and he has
I feel like
apps and
you could pick
stuff.
it up really good.
Yeah, he'll play things. I'm like, that sounds like it could be something. So,
Mhm.
it's not bad. Grayson, she's figuring it out. We'll probably do lessons. I see that in the future. We just
So
have to.
this is your literal direct karma because you did this to mom and dad, but you brought home 4 or 5 Canadians with a whole band, and they lived in our house for a month. You can deal with this. This is your karma.
You know what? That's fair. But dad really enjoyed it. And that was
He
his
did. That was a
roadie
strange
time.
summer.
That was when people hear about that like
Yeah.
time of our life.
I know. Alex is like, I cannot believe anything that just came out of your mouth. Knowing you, knowing your parents, I don't think that actually happened.
That is a very common reaction. So I don't know what happened in that, time frame, but
Drugs, man.
all lost our minds. But
Oh,
anyway, and then yeah, the only other thing coming up, we have a holiday weekend, which I think you need a break.
I do. That'll
And
be fun. I
then
forgot about that, so that's nice.
yeah, we're gonna be heading up north
Mhm.
towards like the Mammoth area. We're gonna go camping in Twin Lakes. I've never been there, but
Isn't there
apparently
a TV show about that called Twin Lakes or
Twin
no?
Peaks.
Twin
Completely
Peaks, yeah.
different.
Okay.
But not a bad idea. But it's full of like bears and fishing and
Mm.
we're tent camping in the trees. So that'll be fun.
You're gonna get eaten by a bear. You should bring Grayson's guitar. It will ward off anything.
There you go.
We're gonna go to the Redwoods
Oh, yeah.
up north. I wanna camp. He said no, but I'm like, "Well, we're gonna drive 3, 4 hours just to stay there for an hour and then leave." So, I don't know, but I'm hoping we can maybe camp. That'll be fun.
You should. Yeah. So we're going up Friday. It's like a 5.5 hour drive.
Mhm.
And we're probably going to be stopping off at a couple places. Like Evan wants to go to the Devil's Post Pile, which is supposed to be some cool geographic thing. I can never remember what it was called. I kept calling it the Devil's Butthole. Um,
Take a
but there's a couple of pit stops. And then we're going to stay there until Monday. I think we're coming home.
It's a long trip.
It is. And yes, it's far away and we're tent camping and there's no service. So if you don't hear from me by like Tuesday, then be concerned.
I will have a perfect episode suggestion then.
Okay, good to
The
know.
disappearance of my sister and the rest of her family.
Speaking of episode topics and suggestions, so in true fashion, I had zero idea what I was going to do when you asked me today.
Yeah.
And the guilt of potentially letting you down was so overwhelming.
That's what I was hoping for.
Oh my God. I'm like, the passive aggression that is coming through in these messages. I better get my shit together. So I brainstormed
I love it.
and I came up with something and I pulled some notes out of my ass as quickly and efficiently as I could.
Okay.
So that is the origin story.
Are you wearing a new bracelet? A medical bracelet? Do you have a medical?
No, I was going through the jewelry that I have because I was looking for accessories. I'm trying to like up my game.
Oh.
And this is a bracelet mom and dad got me for my birthday. It says Dare to Dream.
Oh.
Like they got it for me, I don't know, when we lived in the Newbury Park apartment. Like
Oh, wow. Okay.
But anyway, I know we mentioned sleeping habits briefly in our lucid dreaming episode, however many ago that was. My habits have evolved in the sleeping game, though, and they have taken on a new life. Like I am taking magnesium. I'm using a sleep mask. I have mouth tape. I have a satin covered body pillow. I am sleeping so goddamn well. It's amazing.
Okay.
And it's that like knock you out and feel so rested sleep. in thinking about how well rested I am, it made me concerned for the people who aren't as fortunate as I am. And I have a lot of sympathy for people that experience things like sleep paralysis
Ooh,
and the
yeah.
demons that apparently accompany them. So we're going to explore sleep paralysis a little
Oh,
bit
that's
more today.
exciting. I like that
Yes.
topic.
So, have you ever experienced it before we get into it?
Not with the demons. I've gotten body sleep paralysis
Okay.
many times. It happens the same way every time. I'm covered, usually the blanket is up to my chin, which I don't normally do,
Uh-huh.
and it's really warm. So I'm overheating, so I think that's why my brain wakes up before my body does. And then I just feel like I'm suffocating and I feel like I'm going to burst into flames. And I hate it, but I know now just not to do that. I have to have at least an arm out or some sort of ventilation.
Okay.
And then I don't have it. But then I'm able to tell myself, because I've been through it so much, that okay, your body is still asleep or whatever, just try to move a finger or a toe. And then I would focus really, really hard on that. And if I could move just a finger or a toe, I could like burst out of it. Otherwise, I go, I'm still asleep. I should just go back to sleep. And I would close my eyes and fall back asleep.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
What about you?
Not really. Question though, do you sleep on your back usually?
No, I'm a side sleeper.
You're a side sleeper. Huh. Okay. That's all I needed to know for now.
Okay.
Oh, what is sleep paralysis? It is a sleep disorder where your mind wakes up, but your body is still in a sleep state, leaving you unable to move or to speak,
It's
which
terrifying.
is a horrifying thought. And it's a legit fear of mine. Again, having never really experienced it, the thought of being essentially trapped in your own body is terrifying. Have you ever read the book, Johnny Got His Gun?
I was saying Johnny Got Fingered. Isn't that a book? No, I have not.
Freddie Got Fingered is a movie. I think it was a book that I had to read in like, I want to say high school, but for whatever reason, as an adult, I decided to reread it because it magically appeared on our bookshelf. And so it's kind of similar in a horrifying, you're trapped in your body way. But essentially, this dude was in World War I and he got blown up and then he like wakes up in a hospital. And it wasn't until, a little time goes by that he realizes that while he's like fully conscious and his mind's awake, his arms were blown off, his legs were blown off, his face was like tongues, ears, eyes, but everything else, his mind is still functioning. And he's essentially like a torso that's trapped in his body.
I just got so sweaty. No, I don't want to read that. That sounds terrible. That's one of my biggest fears. That's why I want to be cremated. Yeah. And if I'm in a coma for more than a week, we're pulling that plug. I don't give a shit because that's terrifying to me.
Do you have your advanced healthcare directive?
No, but since I am riddled with cancer, I just told everyone today, Mom and Dad and Alex, we want to cremate me. I don't want to live if I cannot live the fabulous life I'm living now.
We're going to have a conversation professionally offline about this.
Okay.
Anyway, but that whole thought scares me. So maybe not like quite the same because that's a little extreme, but that whole trapped mentality.
Yeah, it's all
I
terrible.
am super claustrophobic, and I think that would just push me into psychosis if that were to happen.
I'm there just listening to this.
Yes. So sleep paralysis often happens in the bookend times of sleep. So as you're either falling asleep or as you are waking up from sleep. Mm-hmm. And generally, the sleep paralysis only lasts like a couple of seconds to a couple of minutes. In your experience, how long has an episode lasted? If you could.
In the beginning, when I would panic, definitely a couple minutes.
Okay.
Once I was a seasoned pro with it, usually maybe 45 seconds I could shake myself out of it, or I would just force myself to go back to sleep. And because I was still very tired, I could fall asleep relatively quickly. So under a minute if I'm seasoned, probably like 2 minutes. At least that's what it felt like. If
and
not.
that, I mean, it's in the grand scheme of things, that's not a huge amount of time, but that would be like an agonizing amount of time to
and it could be shorter, but that was my perception of the time that was passing.
Sure. Apparently, there is a subset of people, I don't know if you're one of these, but with I think you already answered that. But with sleep paralysis, sometimes there is what they call a sleep paralysis demon that is associated with it.
I don't have that.
And so, there's hallucinations. They can be auditory, visual, but there's other layers of it that people experience that just makes it sound so much worse.
Yes.
So the cause of sleep paralysis and who is most likely to experience it.
Yeah.
So, fun fact, in the natural course of the sleep cycle, when you're in REM sleep, which is what's that rapid eye movement sleep, that's like the dream state, your body naturally goes into atonia, which is a fancy word for temporary paralysis. So your body kind of just shuts down on its own. And what that does is it allows your mind to dream without your body being reactionary to that.
Yeah.
So like if you're dreaming about being a kung fu master, you're not going to be fucking karate chopping your spouse in the bed next to you. So it's totally normal. Your body experiences it regularly, but it's very common to happen like in that particular time. So it's that misalignment of waking up all kind of systems, bringing them online at the same time. So the direct cause of the sleep paralysis isn't fully known, but it is assumed that it's that mismanagement of those cycles kind of kicking into gear.
Yeah.
And instead of transitioning easily from each stage and like gradually waking up, it's you're all out of whack and then you get stuck in this Twilight Zone era.
Yeah.
So anyone can experience sleep paralysis. Even if you're pretty healthy or you generally have normal sleeping patterns, but between 8 and 50% of people will experience it at least one point in their lives.
That's a very broad amount of people.
It was that, you know what, that's what the research showed. So as few as this and as many as that. But of the people who do experience it, there's about 5% of people who have episodes regularly. So it sounds like you may be in that category.
Only if my temperature is dysregulated.
But still, you have triggers and you can fall into that, I guess.
Yeah.
So some people may be more susceptible to it, like those who have narcolepsy or seizure disorders where there's already kind of something not right. There. And other contributing factors that can lead to an episode are having poor sleeping habits overall. So like irregular sleep patterns or having insomnia or just being severely like sleep deprived. Or if you're overly stressed or anxious, that can trigger an episode as well. And additionally, sleeping on your back versus any other position increases the likelihood that you're going to have an episode just because of the way that your body is positioned, your throat's positioned. So all of the things kind of affect one another more so, I guess, when you're laying on your back. I am not a back sleeper. Fuck that shit. I sleep like a cocktail shrimp with the T-Rex arms. And the body
I try not to T-Rex arms. Every time I notice it, I consciously un-T-Rex my arms.
Oh, yeah. It's, man,
that's a sign of autism, right?
Am I surprised at this point? No. What does a sleep paralysis episode feel like? So you kind of described your experience, but aside from the aforementioned inability to speak or to move, others have reported hearing imagined sounds like humming, hissing, buzzing, or like static noise. And so those are kind of like the auditory hallucinations that start to present because, again, you're still in like a sleep state. Whoa, it's going to give me nausea. During an episode, you may also feel pressure on your chest or intense pain in your head. Often symptoms are accompanied by like an intense feeling of fear or like panic that you're just like, oh my God. So when I was going through this, I started to feel like claustrophobic.
Yeah, definitely.
This is, and as we're bringing it back up again, I'm living vicariously through my notes, and that's awful.
I agree.
So about the hallucinations more specifically. So sounds that they hear are considered hallucinations, but there are some other unfortunate people who have visual hallucinations and they typically present as a demon is what it's often referred to. It's usually described as a dark intruding presence that you can detect in the room with you. And the flavor of demon that you get kind of varies, but it's very similar in the reports of like what this presence is like. And sometimes it's like a direct, I see it, or I'm like, there's something in here. A common one is the Hat Man. So he's a shadowy figure in a wide-brimmed hat that is often experienced standing at or near the end of your bed. So it's like this ominous black thing there. Another common one is the Old Hag. And she is a witch-like creature that sits on your chest. So that feeling of like chest pressure could be from that. Makes it hard to breathe, makes it really uncomfortable. I thought these were a little interesting. So incubus and succubus. So these are old school like folklore creatures that many have reported as being their sleep demons.
But they
And
wanna have sex with you? Isn't that what that means?
yes. So an incubus is a male demon in human form, while a succubus is the female demon
Ah.
in human form. And the common goal that they share is trying to have sex with sleeping people of the opposite sex. They are rape demons. That is
I'd rather have
terrifying.
that than the Hat Man or an old hag, I guess.
I
Can we buy? I don't know.
I don't want none of it, but I certainly don't want to be assaulted in my sleep by some, otherworldly creature that I can't do anything about.
My goodness. Okay.
Other common feelings or experiences during sleep paralysis are out-of-body sensations, where it feels like you're hovering above your body, or experiencing the feeling of being like dragged or touched, or suffocated, or just feeling
Huh.
like you can't breathe. So really just all of that anxiety kind of bubbling up and coming out as awful ways.
That's interesting that majority people report seeing one of, 3 or 4 of the same thing. That's so interesting that that's what
It's a
everyone.
shared experience.
Yeah, and then also I've never actually looked to see if it's true or not, but I've read and I've heard that your brain cannot make up faces.
Uh-huh.
So anytime you have a nightmare or sleep paralysis and you see a demon or you see some sort of terrifying creature, your brain can't make it up. So you would have had to see it at some point in real life, or you are currently seeing it now in real life.
Oh, that's scary. I don't like
Yeah.
that thought.
So good luck.
Right? Just, hope that if you see where it's like a fuzzy blob or something, then you're okay. But if
Yeah,
there's defined features, I would be very concerned.
it's 1000%.
Yeah. The concept of a sleep paralysis demon is not just an American thing. It's across multiple cultures.
Yeah.
And so they all have their different word or name or description of what the sleep paralysis experience is like. And so in Scandinavia, it's referred to as mare, which is nightmare, essentially.
Oh.
It's an
Uh-huh.
evil spirit that sits on your chest. So that, like, I can't breathe feeling. In Japan, it's the kanashibari, which is being bound by a ghost, which
They're just getting worse and worse and worse.
Nigeria, it's referred to as the devil on your back.
Mm.
And Newfoundland, do you know where that is?
I don't know where any of these places are.
Canada. It's Canada.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I did not think
They
that.
they are more prominent with the old hag phenomenon that we
Uh-huh.
mentioned earlier. And in Mexico, it's I'm going to butcher this. I'm sorry. I took 2 years of Spanish in high school and that woman hated me and I didn't go very far. And I'm a woman who lives in California and I should know better. Se me subió el muerto. A dead body climbed on me.
The name of my next biography.
Oh. Many link sleep paralysis to demonic encounters,
Yep.
alien abductions, or shadow people. Some theories suggest that it's interdimensional beings that are interacting with us during altered states of consciousness, which
Sure.
I don't like any of these.
No, but they all sound
Um,
plausible.
It was an intriguing one, that's for sure. In ghost lore, paralysis and heaviness are said to indicate a spirit is trying to possess you or drain your energy.
Yeah.
And I could see the draining of energy for sure. That
Yeah,
really goes
definitely.
hand in hand with that. If you find yourself experiencing sleep paralysis episodes on the regular, you should probably give your doctor a call just in case. And there's a litany of tests and interviews and other ways to determine like if you have some other underlying condition that's causing your episodes
Okay.
relating to, something that may be a little bit more serious, like exploding head syndrome or nightmare disorder, which is a thing, or nocturnal panic attacks, which
That's right up your alley.
I know.
Shocked you've never experienced any of this.
So consciously, I have no recollection. So maybe I have, but
What is exploding head syndrome?
you know what? I didn't dive into that because that wasn't my topic. But let me pull it up real quick. Let's see.
Is it like increased ICP, intracranial pressure?
Let's see. Exploding head syndrome is a rare sleep disorder characterized by the sudden perception of a loud, explosive noise or sensation in your head as one is falling asleep or waking up.
Oh my God, that sounds terrible.
So it's like imagine like you're all comfy cozy, you're almost in dreamland, and boom, you hear a loud noise, but it's like all in your head. But yeah, so overall, sleep paralysis sounds awful, and I'm really glad I don't experience it, and I feel sorry that you do.
Yeah. Okay.
That was interesting. And just watch. I'm going to have some like crazy fucking nightmares
I
or
know, I'm
something.
scared now that we've talked about it so much that I'm gonna experience it again. I'm just gonna have to make sure my room is extra cold.
Yeah, make your room extra cold and watch an episode of Bluey or something before you go to bed. Grayson's been falling asleep watching Grey's Anatomy, and she's on a limited schedule because it's school time
Yeah.
hours again. And she's like, every time my TV turns off, it's right at the moment that something's gonna happen. Someone just got cut open and my TV turned off. And I'm like, oh my God.
Where is she at in the series?
I don't remember what season she's on, but she was telling me how Meredith was in the OR getting like a liver transplant or something. I'm like, I don't remember that happening. So I'm like, has there been a plane crash? And she's like,
No, that's
no.
not for a while. She has 3 deaths before they hit the plane crash.
And her mom has died. I'm like, Lexi's in the picture, right? She's like, yeah, okay. And so I was trying to suss it out without telling her anything. But yeah, I was disappointed in her lackluster like response to the whole Denny Izzy
I was saying, I'm
storyline.
pretty sure where she's at, Denny already died.
Oh yeah, and she was like, "Oh yeah, Denny's dead." I'm like, "Where is the emotion?"
I literally can't watch that episode. There's like 3 episodes from that show that I cannot watch without bawling my eyes out.
So then I knew that there was going to be another one in a couple of days, weeks, however cadence she was watching it. So, and she comes out, she's like, "George." I'm like, "What about him?" She's like, "Well, he's dead now too."
She should be bawling. She shouldn't be able to
Right.
function.
But no, what gets her worked up in the episode is the trauma that's happening. She was fixated on this episode about a schizophrenic who was...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so that's where she's at. That was like 2 days ago.
Okay.
That's what she does not care about the characters.
She's gonna love the active shooter episode and the bomb episode. I mean, those are very good episodes, but if she has no regard for human life, those are good ones for her.
I know. I'm a little concerned by what floats her boat.
I've called it since she was a baby, but whatever, we'll see.
I mean, you pegged that really early. So.
You did.
Anyway, what is your topic going to be? And it's not going to be researching my disappearance. So
hopefully not. I think the universe today was trying to tell me something. So I'm going to listen to the, what was it, intentions, whatever we talked about last episode.
Oh,
So I'm going to cover cancer and how people think that there's a cure, how, the government and big pharma are keeping it from us, kind of things like that.
Interesting. Okay. I have some commentary on that. I look forward to it. But yeah, always looking for more topic suggestions. You sent me a couple, thankfully. So I have those in the back pocket. If anyone else feels like contributing, please feel free. You can reach out to us on our various social media platforms. You can send us a good old-fashioned email, crackssistersconspiracies@gmail.com. But yeah, with that, I'm going to say stay cracked, y'all.
And have a great day.